we went out and there was a bad snowstorm, but we got to the Midwest and the bridge that we were supposed to go across, the train bridge, was completely underwater and at risk of being washed away. So they rerouted us, and the way that we went, we got to a point where they stopped the train, and the conductor and the engineer that runs the train got out and walked the track, and the bridge, the track had been washed out, so we had to back up 14 miles.
It was 50 feet ahead of us and washed out.
I talked to the conductor later, and he said, well, I looked and I said, how'd you know the track was washed out? He goes, I looked and I saw a railroad spike floating. And I said, railroad spikes don't float. He goes, they do when they're hooked to a piece of train track. You know, if you hook it to the wood and the wood washes out, you know, it's like 50 feet ahead of the train.
That was the only indication for him?
That was the indication. They saw water on the track.
That's
And sometimes you can go through the water.
What if you didn't?
No. Maybe since it was getting bad, they would have had some.
They saw water. They were trying to decide if they could drive through it. And they saw that the tracks had washed out.
Our granddaughter was with us, our oldest granddaughter, and he was thinking, okay, if it gets really bad, I can take the luggage and throw it out and get her walking on the luggage to get out of here. He was coming up with all kinds of contingency plans.
Yeah, we were sitting in the dining car with her like this. A river was on that side. She looks out over here and she sees water, but she was astute enough to notice there was a soda bottle floating past. And she goes, hey, Papa, is it supposed to do that? And I said, you know, that's a little odd because there's a current and the river's supposed to be on that side.
Okay. Diet Cokes. Orange juice for you.
It was funny because we were waiting a long time on the just park
Be
there.
back shortly, guys.
And I went back into my room
Thank you.
and I laid down and fell asleep because you know how it gets you on this trip and you wind up getting more tired than when you came because you just keep doing stuff. And I fell asleep and I was dreaming that I could see through the train to the engine.